Alright, so there's a feller who's had some people breaking into his shit while he's not there. And just grabbing his stuff sometimes even while he is. So I guess he let a lot of people know he was going to go on a short vacation. And that he won't be here. But what he didn't tell people is that he asked me to stay here while he's gone, just in case somebody tries to come in and steal stuff. Um, so, yesterday and today, on multiple occasions, I've had to deal with somebody who keeps coming up and checking the door. That's the reason that when the guy came up earlier today and was knocking on the door, I made sure I asked who it was, because somebody's been coming up and just checking the door to see if it's unlocked. And if it's not unlocked, then they go away. I ask them who it is, but they don't announce it. They don't knock on the door at all. They know that the guy who is usually here working on stuff, they know that he's not here at the moment, which is why they keep checking the door. By the time I'm able to get up, because I got to grab my cane and use it to get up and then go over to the door and unlock the door and open it, in that amount of time, they're always gone. There is one person here who's super nice. She's always super nice. And her name is Lisa, and I'm glad for her. And there's, I guess, 5 Lisas overall I know in this town. So being able to tell one from the other could get very confusing easily. Damn, that's windy out there. I mean, not quite Nebraska caliber, but it's windy. I'm not sure if the microphone on this is catching the wind or the creakiness of the place. Anyway, I was able to make it to the Shell station and back to get something to eat. I did get a little bit finished right after I ate. I was able to save my bag here, so I can use it either as a trash bag or as storage. I really like these ones though. It says this is a reusable bag, but they're also green. I don't like green just because of the whole going green thing, or because I think it's a pretty color or anything like that. But as a homeless person, it is important to be able to hide your stuff and hopefully not have it get seen or stolen. And this color green, it does have some sheen to it, which isn't good. But if you put it in a shadowy area, it won't matter that there's a sheen to it, because there's nothing refracting off of it for it to make that sheen. I've got one of these right underneath the edge of my keyboard. I'm going to put this one right under the other edge of the keyboard. And that way we can keep my computer not tilted in the screwed up direction. And that helps to flatten it out. Not the computer, but the bag itself. Anyway, you can put your stuff in some of those, the stuff that you don't have in storage, or even the stuff that you do have in storage, in one of them decent Safeway bags. If you got to put it outside, you're going to want to double bag it anyway. So you put your white plastic bag inside of one of these bags, and you got it double bagged. know that's stuff most of y'all don't care about. I'm just trying to not be overwhelmed with all the BS. There's one lady here who's giving me a lot of problems. She doesn't live here. She's friends with the guy that does, though. God, I got a bug bite right on the middle of my bicep right here. Anyway, she doesn't live here. She lives in a tent, which, if you've ever had to live in a tent, you know there's complications that go with that. You know that you have a stable place. No, you don't. What you've got is a place where everybody knows where you're at. They know where your tent is. They know that if they see you walking away from your tent, they can walk right up to your tent, grab whatever they want out of it, and leave. If you're leaving your camp, you're probably leaving for something important, and it'd probably be a few minutes before you get back. Even if you're just going to get a soda pop, you're probably on foot because you're living in a friggin' tent. You probably don't have the money for a vehicle, or you'd be living in the vehicle. You can lock the doors on a vehicle. You also don't have to worry when you're in a vehicle too much about wildlife tearing through the tent and mauling you because you had beef jerky for dinner last night. Yeah. There was a lady in the Rocky Mountains. She was carrying a bowl of, or a basket of fruit on her head, and a bear bit her right in the head. Realized that it had bitten a human being and let go, and she had to get like 80 something stitches, but that was back when I was a kid. Y'all ever hear that saying, you catch more flies with honey? Is that honey mixed with dookie? No. Then no, you're not going to catch more flies with honey. You catch bees with honey. Now, people are trying to say there is that folks aren't going to help you unless you talk real nice and sweet to them. Basically, you got to butter their biscuits and kiss their grits. That shouldn't be necessary. I got a bunch more work I need to get done, and I don't have the physical ability to at the moment. People repetitively coming back and opening up the doors or checking the doors, and also with one of the people here who has a key repetitively opening up the door, both the front and the back, and then leaving for hours at a time while the front and the back are open and the breeze is blowing through. That makes it difficult to try to keep stuff safe or to even feel comfortable leaving. So I've basically been imprisoned here, self-imposed, I guess, because some of my stuff is here too. I don't want it getting stolen. It has resulted in one lady having access to me to bully me 5 or 6 different times by herself. The guy who runs the place, she doesn't bully me like that in front of him. It just goes to show that she knows what she's doing is wrong. Anyway, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette and get back to working on my stuff. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper too, and no victim left behind.